Hey there, welcome to the Junk Drawer. My name is Enzo, and today we are talking about the Allan doll. So I have been waiting for Mattel to put out a new Allan doll for a second. I think after the Barbie movie, I feel like Allan, Michael Cera playing Allan in the movie was like so good. And I feel like there was a lot of people online who were like, where's the Allan doll? So Mattel, I don't know if this was in the plan the entire time, but they just released a reproduction of the original Allan doll in silkstone, which is cool. I've never had a silkstone doll that I know of, so this will be a first for me. So I'm very excited about that. But before we get into the actual doll, I wanted to give you a bit of a backstory on Allan in case you are not familiar. Back in the 60s, Ken was, when Ken was first introduced, he was the only guy doll, obviously. So they decided to give him a buddy friend, and his name is Allan, Allan, and he was this ginger friend that shared clothes with him basically, and he was only around, he was introduced in 1964, and I think he was like discontinued in 1965 or 66, so he had a very short run, and I don't know why, because he is super cute. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird how short-lived that first initial run was. But then they decided to bring him back, kind of. So in 1991, they brought Allan back, but he was like a different Allan. He looks nothing like the original Allan. He's not a ginger anymore. And his name is spelled Allan. For some reason. But yeah, they brought him back in 1991 as Midge's husband. So that was kind of a weird thing. I think the first time they reintroduced him was in a wedding pack. So he's been in the Barbie universe, but not as his original form. So yeah, I wish that they would just bring him back and modernize him. I think that would be really fun and cool. So yeah, anyway, that's the quick and dirty backstory of Allan. So let's get into the actual doll here. So if you've watched any of my other Mattel Creations videos, unboxings, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. But I'm going to say it again because I'm going to continue to say it. I think in my last video I was like, I'm not going to bitch about it anymore, but here we are. Mattel continues to ship out their dolls in like labeled packaging. So this says 60th anniversary Allan doll. So anyone, and they basically just slap like a shipping label on it and ship it out, as opposed to having like an outer shipper that's just like a blank whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this encourages people to like take stuff, you know? And I think it's really annoying. And maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm like screaming into the void on this, but I really, 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 really wish they would not do this. It's really annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up now and let's open this up and take a look at the new Allan. So like I said, this is my first Silkstone doll, so I'm very excited about that. All of Mattel Creations packaging typically comes in this like tissue paper. So if we unwrap the tissue paper, there he is. This packaging is a continuation of the packaging that they use when they come out with reproduction dolls. So yeah, the box, it's pretty cool. I really like the box. So it says 60 years of Allan. And obviously Allan, there's a black and white photo of him, the doll. And it says genuine silkstone body, Barbie Signature, 60th anniversary Allan doll. So I really do love the orange. And I'm assuming they chose orange because of his hair, pretty obvious. And then on the back, there's a little blurb about him. So yeah, and then no more than 20,000 worldwide. So this is not a hard to get item. So yeah, let's just open him up. So it's just a matter of pulling the box top off. There he is. Okay, so the inside of the box is orange. And then here he is in his box. So I think he only comes with a stand, and that's about it. So let me get him out of the box and we'll take a closer look. I do want to mention that I don't think he's like tied in with plastic. I feel like I could be wrong, but I'm not seeing any plastic, and I think it's like a ribbon that holds him in. And this part actually pulls out and things fall out. And then on the back, you can see there is ribbon up here. So I'm assuming that is what's holding him in. And then there's ribbon down here, probably holding his feet. So let's see. We pull the ribbon. So they have the ribbon tied on real tight. It's in a knot. This ribbon is in a knot. Why is it in a knot? Why can't it just be like a simple tie? I'm going to get him out of the box because I don't think you want to see me struggle with a knot, but I will be right back. Okay, so yeah, it was definitely just held in with 2 ribbons and that's it, which is amazing. I wish all their dolls were like that, but you know, not gonna happen. So the first thing that is included in the box is a COA, and just says that this is a legit doll. And then there is also a little pamphlet insert that tells you how to care for the silkstone body, which is great. And then there is a doll stand, like I said before, and it actually says Allan on the doll stand, which is lovely. And I wish they would do that for all doll stands and make them a little more personal instead of just including a generic doll stand with all the... Specifically, I'm talking about the Barbie movie dolls. Like, they did nothing with those doll stands, which is like so stupid. But anyway, so here is his front and his back. So yeah, first impressions, he is heavy. So he's definitely the heaviest doll that I own for sure. And I know a lot of people, I've read that silkstone is a lot heavier than typical doll material or vinyl or whatever, but it's so hefty feeling. It's crazy how like heavy this feels. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm excited to have, like, even though this isn't like a vintage, it's a reproduction obviously, but it's cool to have like this Allan doll in my hand. So this kind of makes me want to get a Ken vintage or Ken reproduction silkstone. But yeah, super cool, super cool. So if we take a look at his head, he is rocking the ginger hair, ginger/brown hair. The eyebrows match, obviously. He's got the adorable little pug nose, and that's his profile. He's so cute. And then he is rocking his like classic striped shirt with his terry cloth collar. I feel like the vintage one may have had terry cloth on the interior as well, but well, actually, so technically this is the same material as the stuff that's on his collar, but it's not as, it's like more flat because I think it's just one. It's just like folded over for his collar. So, but I feel like the vintage one might have been a lot more fluffier. So there's that. And then he has his tag. So back in the day, if you don't know, all Barbies and Kens had these tags that said genuine whatever. So this says genuine Allan by Mattel. And that's how you knew this was a legit Mattel doll. So that's cool that they included that on here. And then if we go down to his shorts, he's wearing his signature blue shorty shorts. I love how short they are. And then he's wearing his blue sandals. This top part of the sandal is a very dark blue. And then the bottom is meant to be like a, kind of like, I think in the original they are cork, like actual cork. But this one is plastic, I believe. So it is not cork board. And those things fall apart. And I actually have I have a pair of Ken shoes like this that continuously fall off, and I always feel like I'm gonna like destroy them, but these are not. These are made of plastic. So I did notice there is like a tiny little scuff on the inside of his one elbow here, and I don't know if you can see that. And I was trying to like rub it off, but it's not really rubbing off, so I'm kind of bummed about that, but hopefully I can get it off. So that's kind of a bummer. And as far as articulation goes, he can move his head side to side, and he can move his arms up and down. I'm like really like careful about I feel like I'm gonna like break him. Nothing at the waist, obviously, and then nothing, like he can just do this basically. All right, so now I want to compare the one Allan that I do have to this new one. There are differences, and I'm not sure if I have. I may not. I'm wondering if I have like a legit Allan, because his face looks a lot different. Like at quick glance, it's like no, they're very similar. But like if you look at them, the reproduction, his face is a lot wider. Whereas the one that I have, the vintage one that I have, is a lot skinnier. So I don't know if between the 2 years, if they updated Allan's like head sculpt or what, but it's crazy how much wider the reproduction's face is. If you know, if you have any insight on this, I would love to know. Because there's a good chance that the one that I have is not a legit head. I don't know. I'm not an expert, so I don't know. The profiles are a little different. Like the reproduction is a little smoother, whereas the vintage one that I have is the angle of his nose is a lot more harsh. The hairline is a little different, or the hair. It's very similar, but it is different in ways. And then the silkstone one is just like a tad lighter, but I don't know if that's because of the material. I don't know if that's what's making it lighter. But yeah, and then like the rest of his body is very similar. I mean, like the legs might be a little different. Like the vintage one is a little more straight, especially in the thighs, whereas the vintage one I have is a little more bulgy in his thighs for some reason. I'm looking at their feet, and I guess they look similar-ish. The vintage one has more defined toes. So final thoughts on this reproduction Allan doll. I am so excited to have this. I think they did a good job from what I can tell, from what I know of Allan. My favorite part, I think, is the fact that he's a silkstone and that he's so heavy and he feels very like meaty, which is a weird way to describe it, but he was also not that expensive. He was like $55-$60. So I think for that, it was definitely worth it. I was expecting him to be a lot more. He's still available on Mattel Creations, so you can still get him if you want. But yeah, I am definitely happy with this Allan, and I will be displaying him proudly. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the vintage Allan doll. Let me know if you picked one up. And as always, thank you for watching. You are the best. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you have a lovely whenever you're watching this. And I will catch you next time.